Hi everyone, I'm super thrilled today. I've got with me a very old friend, in fact, my childhood friend with me, and also one of the most successful entrepreneurs in India today. His company is growing, and so fast, and it's so nice to see that. And today I have with me Mr. Sahil Vora, who is the founder of SILA, and we're going to know a little bit insights on his journey and how he started the company and so forth. So, welcome Sahil to this new episode of mine. And
Thank
to
you.
begin with, I want to start a little bit. Obviously, I know about your early life because we've grown up practically together. But I would like to, when it comes to your entrepreneurial life, a little bit on that. What's Silla all about, and what you'll do in Silla?
Great. Thank you, Siddhant. And firstly, congratulations on this new podcasting journey for the last couple of years you've been on. I've been following it, and you're doing great things and telling great stories of various people, which is super interesting. So starting with our journey, I grew up in Mumbai, and a lot of my formative life was revolved around sport. So I played a lot of sport. I had the fortune of playing squash for India, and that really shaped me as as a young adult. A lot of my learnings were on a squash court. Academically, I was average and not that interested, but squash is what I spent a lot of my time on. It helped me get to a college in the US. It also actually helped me get my first job. I used to coach a hedge fund manager who then kindly gave me a job, so it gave me a break into corporate life also. So early life was a lot around squash and the learnings that squash gave me, and then I'm super grateful for that.
Okay. So I want to know, it's not easy, when it comes to the service industry, it's not that easy. I'm sure when you started your career also, there must be a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges on a day-to-day basis, which you might, be coming across. How do you, overcome those and, what is the positives from your side, you'd like to share?
Yeah, so just to put context, right, to give you all a background on what SILA does. So SILA today is now a real estate platform. We have two businesses. One is real estate services, and the other is real estate development. Real estate development is more recent. We started in 2019, 2020. But real estate services is what we've been, building since 2010, 11. So our services business is predominantly facilities management. So we maintain real estate across India. And it is a very challenging business as, we're spread across 100 cities, 25,000 plus employees. And on a day-to-day basis, you're delivering a service which has demands from customers, clients, etc. So obviously, when we started, and this business was started by me and my younger brother Rushabh. It started very organically and gradually, right? So we made mistakes with managing four or five assets, then it went to 30, 40, 50, 60. So it's been a gradual, organic process of building the company. I think one of the things we benefited from is that we never raised capital early. We raised friends and family money, but never any institutional capital, which made us make decisions, based on what the business required, as opposed to getting on a treadmill and making decisions based on the valuation of a company, or which is very tough to do when you're trying to deliver a high quality service. So tons of learnings in managing people, managing customers, building processes is obviously new business to us. This is something we started ground up, but I think what benefited us is that we gave it time, and with time you learn, you consolidate, you grow, you consolidate, and I think that's been useful.
Also, Sahil, I know that, your company is probably one of the most fastest growing companies in India today. But I'm sure, there is a vision which, every entrepreneur has. So if I see, Sila in probably 5 or 10 years down the line, what is it that you're planning to achieve or you're aiming at?
So the way we look at 5 years down the line, both our businesses, which are now institutionally backed, services businesses backed by Norwest Venture Partners, and the development business is backed by another private equity fund called Samara Capital Group. Both the businesses will have different journeys, the way we see it. The services business in the next 5 years will most likely go public. And I think we've reached that scale and size. And definitely in the next few years, we will get there. And that's the next milestone, which will hopefully give a good exit to our investors who backed us. And we're looking forward to that. And on the development side, the the strategy from day one has been more cautious. We've got 5 projects ongoing in the Mumbai area as a developer. And in this business, we want to take it 1 or 2 projects at a time and steadily scale the business. So both the businesses have different journeys, but overall, we will continue to build a platform, which is real estate services and development, and use the synergies of both to scale efficiently.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's so inspiring to hear your journey, Sahil. I've practically seen you grow and, becoming such a successful entrepreneur, it just really makes me proud also from inside. So kudos to you and your entire team and to Rushabh, who's really been behind you to make this a successful venture for you. My next question, Sahil, I want to know is, can you share a little bit of a customer experience, or a memorable experience of a certain customer which you remember? And which you'd like people to know or something on that?
So, it's a little hard to pick one customer experience, but for us, we very closely track our customer retention rate, which is at about 95% right now in our
Wow.
services business. And the idea is that we incrementally then get to grow this business. The way we do it is two, threefold. We have an extremely strong CRM system where we're really touching base with customers, and it's a B2B business on a periodic basis, and we're tracking that retention rate number. So hard to point out one customer journey. There have been so many, but customer retention rate and tracking it carefully is been a key to our success.
Lovely. Also, a lot of entrepreneurs and young, the Gen Z especially of today, the new generation and the new blood we have, keep asking, what is it attributes, what does one need, to be a successful entrepreneur? What does one need to do? And there's so many questions, because especially the Gen Zs in today, when they choose a career, they're really confused. They don't know which path to take, they don't know how to go about it. So if you have to give a message, straight, to them, and what is that one positive message would probably you tell them?
Yeah, so I might sound very old when I speak about the next generation, but now I am old, and it is the truth. But it comes back to what I said earlier about our journey, right? Slow and steady, and I think that is super important in this really fast-paced, instant gratification world we live in, where people want success overnight, and you may see that 0.1% story of an overnight success, though I don't see too many. But in entrepreneurship and in building a business, I think the key is to see it as a marathon and not a sprint, and to just continuously stay the path, right? So I tell my teams that in life or in business, you don't surf, you swim. So you swim in the ocean and you let the waves take you, but you don't go and try and catch a wave, right? And often trying to catch a wave in any business or idea or opportunity, the wave can come crashing down quite hard on you. So I think the advice would be, slow and steady over long periods of time. The beautiful magic of compounding, that's real. And that's something that I would advise young entrepreneurs to focus on, as opposed to, the next valuation or that quick revenue spurt.
I completely agree, especially all the viewers watching, everyone knows that there's no shortcut to success. You really need to be at it. Don't be disappointed if some of your ventures don't work, but still keep trying. I keep telling them, you need to keep trying and keep hustling. There might be some idea, which you might think it might not work, but it might work for you. So whatever things what you do, I think it's all about passion, hard work. And as Sahil rightly said, be patient. That's a long way, to go. And thank you for this lovely positive message, Sahil. Also,
Sure.
now I'm going to do a fun segment which I call the rapid fire round. It's just to know you more personally. Even though
Yeah.
I know you personally, but the viewers don't, so I would like them to know you personally and some of your favorites. So, if you're ready, we can start.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So, what is your go-to music when you have a dull day or a low day? What is the kind of music that you listen to?
So, go-to music for me is hip hop music.
Okay.
Early 2000s hip hop. So Kanye, Jay-Z, Eminem. Actually, I find the lyrics super inspiring. There's great grind, hustle
Mm.
in those lyrics. So I find that super powerful, and that's my go-to music.
Okay. If not India, what destination you choose to live in if you had to make a choice?
If it's a city, New York City.
Okay. What is your favorite cuisine?
Thai food.
Okay. Your favorite restaurant? It can be anywhere in the world.
My favorite restaurant. Well, I should have a Thai food restaurant, but I'll pick one in Mumbai, Zumi.
Okay. What is your current favorite read?
So, I actually don't sit and read entire books. I'm reasonably hooked onto Blinkist.
Okay.
So I spend a lot of time doing book summaries, and then I have a system on how I take notes while I'm listening to the audiobook. And that way I can get through, 15, 20 books a month on Blinkist. It's a little bit of a shortcut, and that's something I didn't advise in a business, but it's a shortcut way of gathering information and knowledge. My last book that I really enjoyed reading was The Hard Things About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz. I highly recommend it as a read and a full read, not even the Blinkist one. But otherwise, I tend to Blinkist a lot of books.
Okay. What is that one motto that you stand by?
The one motto that I stand by is that and it's not like a motto, but it's a mantra that I believe that is super important. Is protecting and doing the right thing to make sure your reputation is strong and solid and perceived to be a credible person. So that's something I live by, and if that means that you leave some money on the table when you're doing business, or there may be other examples in life. I think that goodwill is more important than that extra multiple.
Okay, like Sahil earlier said, he's been a national level squash player. In fact, I've seen him, really, from those days, like when he used to go from his training, and it's been a journey for him in that as well. But if not squash, what else, Sahil? Which other sport would incline you towards?
Cricket. Cricket for sure. I still love cricket, love watching cricket.
Do you still play?
Uh, I still play a bit of cricket, actually less now. I've switched a bit to golf.
Okay.
Uh, but cricket's a sport I would love to watch more than golf. But playing right now, I think I prefer playing golf the most.
And what is your thoughts on the new sport which is gaining so much popularity, the pickleball?
Well, I prefer paddle than pickleball, but I think pickleball is going to become super popular, and it's so accessible. A lot of buildings we manage across India, pickleball courts and paddle courts are springing up, and it's a great sport. It seems like one can play it till you're much older. So I think it's great. I think any sport for me, and I started off saying how sport has shaped my life in a very positive way. So any sport or at any level is something that I think is super positive.
Okay, and my last question in the rapid fire, what is the difference according to you between us as millennials and the Gen Zs of today?
Uh, I think the Gen Zs are somewhat a generation that one needs to learn from, because they seem like they are more focused on how to experience life and live in the moment. And I think that that's something I actually admire. I find myself not living in the moment at times and not like enjoying it, every facet of the various journeys we all play in our lives, whether it's work, family, personal. And I think Gen Z does that really well and prioritizes that. And I think one thing that Gen Z could learn from millennials is that instant gratification in all walks of life may not be possible. So I think a blend of both traits is the outcome we should all look for.
Great. With that, we come to the end of the episode. Thank you so much, Sahil, to take out the time. It's always good connecting
Thank you,
with you,
Siddhant.
and it's always been
Yeah, yeah,
amazing.
likewise.
Yeah, it's been
And it's
actually
great to see
years.
you in this new avatar. You're doing a great job, and congratulations and good luck. I hope this continues for many more years.
Thank you. It's just a way to inspire the next generation, a small way, from the learnings which you all experience. It's always good if something else can come out of it and people learn, even if one person learns from the attributes which you share and with them, it's always a self-satisfaction also, which is very important for me. So thank you so much for giving the time, Sahil, and hope to see you when I'm in the Bay and connect again.
Sure, take care. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.